Hello everyone, I'm JD Flutes. I hope all you fathers had a wonderful Father's Day yesterday. Folks, the purpose of this video, I wanted to demonstrate to you beginners how to play a Native American flute correctly. Now I have videos I did in the past, but I felt like it was important for me to do an up-to-date video on how to play a Native American flute. Now, some people or some flute makers, whatever, they say a small A is the best flute to start with, which an A is an easy flute to play, but I'm here today to demonstrate to you and to explain to you that you don't have to start off with an A flute. There's a lot of you beginners out there who love the bass tones also. And I'm just going to demonstrate to you today that you don't have to start off with a small A flute just because you're a beginner. In this video today, I will demonstrate 5 flutes for you. I will start off with a middle tone A tuned to 440 Hertz, a middle tone A tuned to 432 Hertz, a bass E tuned to 432 Hertz, a bass E flat tuned to 432 Hertz, and also a bass D tuned to 528 Hertz, the frequency of love. And yes, you beginners can purchase any one of these flutes for your first flute. The way I make these flutes, I make these flutes, even though this one here is small, I make these big ones also that play just as easily as this small one. So you don't have to just necessarily pick a really small flute for your first flute. And today I will explain how to play all of those flutes that I just called out, from the smallest to the largest, and I will explain how I play them. That way you'll be able to master them also. I'm losing my words. This room I'm in today, videoing in, recording in, it's hot. The air conditioner's on, but it seems like it's not doing too much. So just bear with me. You might see me drink a swallow of water every now and again, but I will get through this video if you just bear with me. But like I said, in this video, I want to explain everything to you, how to play a Native American flute. I'll even explain to you about moisture, the native scale, everything you need to know, everything I feel like you need to know to be able to master small flutes and even larger flutes. Now, I'm not saying go out there and get a really big, large bass flute. I'm just saying, if you choose the right flute, the right bass flute, which I will recommend to you, when you email me, I'll give you, you tell me you're a beginner, I'll give you a list of flutes that you can play. And that you will be able to learn in no time at all. I won't give you something that's 32 inches long, because I wouldn't recommend that for a beginner, but something like this here, a lot of the bass flutes you will be able to play with a little bit of practice. So I'll help you today. I do my best to help you today. That way you can choose whatever flute you would like, whatever tone, whatever hertz It doesn't matter what hertz. If you want a 440, 432, or 528 hertz, it won't matter the way I'm going to teach you. Now all of these flutes, they won't play just alike. You'll have certain techniques you need to master before you can play those flutes as well as I do. But I promise I will go through each flute to where you can master those flutes with ease. We'll first start off with an A. Like I said, this is the middle tone A. It's not a real high A, it's a middle tone. And this is a customer's flute, of course. This customer here wanted my hummingbird fetish with turquoise eyes. As you can see, this flute has an oil finish. I have the fetish wrapped with soft, genuine black deer leather. As you can see, the finger holes are small and they are close together. Even on my bass flutes, folks, the way I make them, they are close together. No one should not have any troubles playing any of my flutes the way I have designed them. Up on the bottom of this one, you will see JD Flutes A. And when I don't put a hertz up on the bottom, that means this flute is tuned to 440 hertz. Okay. Very nice flute, folks. Okay. First, what you want to do with any flute that I ship to you, when you get that box, now this is very important. When you get that box, take a deep breath. Relax. Just don't go there and start ripping that box apart. Don't do that. Because this flute is perfect the way it is. When I ship it to you, the tone quality will be perfect. The reason I'm saying don't rip that box open really fast is because if you move this fetish around and you get it loose, see right now this fetish is super tight. You can't move it unless you work it loose. So what you want to do, beginners, is unbox it, take it out of the box, take the bubble wrap off really carefully. Don't move your fetish. And these hummingbirds, don't break these beaks. Take your time. Like I said, just relax, take a deep breath, take your time, and unwrap it slowly. Don't rush it. It's going to be there when you get finished. What good is it if you sit there and you mess up your flute before you even get to try it out? So just take your time. After you do that, with this A flute, how you play this A flute is, the first note, which is your main note, well first, you want to make sure you cover up all your holes. Now, as you can see, the third hole from the top or the fourth hole from the bottom, keep it covered at all times. Now, if you can't do that, you can get you a piece of an electrical tape, black electrical tape, and just put it on that hole until you get used to it, used to playing. And then when you get good, you can just take the tape off. But what you want to do, like I said, is keep that third hole from the top closed at all times until you get good with your flute. Now I'm going to demonstrate and show you how to play this hole, because you're going to need to know that once you get good. First, you want to make sure you cover up your holes. You don't want to put your fingers like this on top. You don't want to do this, because especially you ladies, you have long fingernails. You'll end up damaging your flute, putting dents in it, skinning it up. You don't want to do that stuff. Everybody, ladies, men, gentlemen, kids, whatever you are, make sure you hold your fingers flat. Hold them flat. Just like that. Hold them flat. Don't hold them like that. Hold them flat. That way you can cover up all your holes. Hold each one of them flat. Just like that. Okay? Then all you have to do is learn your native scale. And your native scale is this right here. Up. Leave this one here closed. Leave that one there closed. That would be your native scale. Okay. Here's how you do that. What you want to do is get your main note first. And you're not gonna put your mouth all the way on top of this flute, because you'll have a tendency to inside your body is hot air. You don't want to blow a whole lot of hot air into your flute. So you want to just barely wrap your lips on the top just a little teeny bit, and then some people, they'll put their lips against the flute. But I play by wrapping my lips around it just a little bit. That's the way I play it. Like I said, now don't put your mouth way up here, because that's not the correct way of playing. And you won't be able to play your flute long, because you're going to have so much moisture in this flute it won't play. So have your mouth just a little bit on the edge. On your main note, you blow like you're blowing on a mirror, like that. And if you have all your holes closed correctly, you will get that main tone. Take a deep breath. Blow. You don't have to blow really hard. That's not the way you play a Native American flute. And matter of fact, I don't want you to play that anyway. I want you to just relax and enjoy yourself. So just take a deep breath. Now you hear how this flute didn't squeal or anything like that. It's because I had all my holes covered correctly. If you have just at least a little teeny bit of air opening like this flute will have a high-pitched tone. And that's not correct. So make sure you cover up all those holes. That's why you need to have your fingers completely flat. Practice that first note before you do anything else. That's the most important thing there is to playing a flute. That's the most important thing. After you do that, you can then practice your vibrato sound, like it's be like you're singing through your flute. If you don't use the vibrato sound, it'll sound like this. But if you use your bright vibrato sound, if you have air coming from your lungs and you sing it, it's like you'll be singing through your flute. It'll sound like this. You can hear that. Practice that. That's all you have to do. Practice your main note first before you do anything else. Then after you get that down pat, here's your native scale. What you want to do is blow softly with your main note. Then as you go up, you increase your breath. You increase your breath. Here's your native scale. And just go back down the same exact way. Very simple. That's what you need to learn next. And a lot of times how I learned was after I got my fingers trained to do that simple little scale, I closed my eyes and I tried to memorize it with my eyes closed. And once I had it memorized with my eyes closed, also with your eyes closed, you can sort of concentrate on finding these holes with your fingers. You can feel that. But like I said, if you can't keep this finger down, put your piece of tape there until you get good. Or a piece of leather. Whatever. If you ask me, I would even give you a piece of leather to put there. But I don't like to use the leather because you can't feel the holes. That's why I'm saying put your piece of tape over that hole. That way your finger can still feel that hole. And it will be training. You will be training that finger. There's a hole there. Now, I'm going to show you that native scale one more time. Practice that. Now, since you've learned how to do your native scale, I'm going to teach you how to do your high notes also. What you will have to do, like I said, once you learn this here, you keep increasing your breath. To hit your higher notes, you have to increase your breath even more. All your fingers will be open, except, of course, the third one from the bottom. The third one from the top. And then you're just going to simply close these here up. That's a high note. That's a high note. Watch. high notes. That's how you hit your high notes. I think that's very important for a beginner to learn that. Now I'm going to use my native scale and also my high notes. Very simple. If you're not getting this, just pause the video, rewind it back a little bit, and just keep doing it until you get it. Now here's how you play your third hole from the top. Now this is when you've got to be more advanced. See that? I've got it open. See, your native scale plus I've got this one open. So you still got to follow your native scale. You still got to go in that pattern. But if you're going to use that hole, remember now, you have to close that hole to be able to play these other two holes. If you don't close that hole and you try to open these, your flute's going to be out of tune because you're not playing it correctly. So you want to continue with your native scale, and then if you want to play your third hole from the top, open up your bottom just like you do your native scale, then open up your fourth hole, and then if you want to move on up the flute, make sure you cover that third hole back, and then open up your fourth hole, your fifth and your sixth hole. Very simple. That's all there is to playing a Native American flute. If you follow that method, you can play anything. You can play any of those flutes. It doesn't matter if it's a bass flute. It's just that you got to play it differently. You got to play those flutes differently. Okay, since you've learned that, now I'm going to teach you about moisture. Like I said, now after I get through demonstrating this flute here, I'm going to go through all the other flutes and I will demonstrate to you exactly how to play those flutes. Because you just don't have to purchase an A flute for your very first flute. You don't know how to do that. All you need is just a little bit of knowledge to be able to play those. That's all you need, and that's what I'm here for. I'm taking the time out today to demonstrate it to you. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's flutes, all flute makers' flutes play the same. I don't know that stuff. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying my flutes, the way I make them, I know for a fact that every last one of these flutes play easily and gently, smoothly. They're clear. They have crisp tones. They are perfectly in tune. They're concert tuned. You can record with them. Just because this is an A flute, that doesn't mean this is a beginner flute. This is a professional flute. I make all my flutes professionally. They are professionally made. They are one-piece flutes. They have not been split. You won't have to worry about these flutes cracking on you if you take care of them. Don't go there hitting them against the wall, they will bust. But if you take care of these flutes, they will last you a lifetime. You can pass it on to your kids, your grandkids, whatever you would like to do. These flutes will last a lifetime. Because I have some I made back in 2010. They still look exactly like I just made them. And they play just like I just made them. So I'm not just telling you this stuff because I want to sell you a flute. I'm just letting you know I do good quality work and I want it to last. Okay, if you ever get problems with moisture, all you have to do is take your finger and put it halfway. You're going to see a square hole in front of this bird. Put your finger halfway that hole and blow. Now if you blow in it, if you blow in this flute and you hear a sound, you're not doing it correctly. You should only hear air. Hear air. Blow in a few times. Hold your leather. Hold your leather, that way your leather won't be hitting your flute or whatever. Just hold your leather down and shake your flute. You're going to shake it. Your moisture will be coming out of the bottom end of your flute. And a lot of times you'll see moisture in front of this fetish. There's not any here because I don't really have moisture when I play. You'll get that good with moisture too once you learn how to play your flute correctly. So you don't put your mouth all the way on top of your flute, you just put it at the end of your flute. You know, and let me finish about moisture first. If you see moisture here, just take your cloth. Don't wipe it really hard where you're going to move your fetish. Just take your paper towel or something and just wipe there. If you see some here, take your paper towel and wipe there. And then repeat that step again. Shake your flute. Wipe your moisture off if you see any. Then you can start right back playing your flute. It'll be clear again. Don't ever take your fetish off your flute the way I make them, because I make these flutes on the inside to where this moisture will drain out. Right after you do that, folks, right after you shake your moisture out and you wipe it off, if you're finished playing your flute, turn your flute upside down and lean against something overnight. All your moisture, it depends on how bad you're playing, how bad you'll get moisture in your flute. It will run out of this flute. You know. Lean it. Don't lean it straight up where it'll fall. And don't lean it on something where it's going to damage your flute. Have you something there. You can use a sock or something soft, a soft cloth, and just lean it against the wall like so. And just leave it. That way every time you pick your flute up, it will perform like it was when you first got it. Okay, we've covered your native scale, we've covered how you play your third hole, and we've also covered moisture, how to prevent moisture. I forgot to mention to you on your, I told you about how you get your main chord, your main key, like you're blowing onto a mirror. But after you you finish that main one, the next way you want to play to keep you from having to blow your lungs out, you do like you close your mouth just a little bit, like so. Take your tongue. Practice this right now. Take your tongue, put it at the roof of your mouth. Put your tongue behind your top teeth. And it'll feel like you're spitting out like a watermelon seed or something. As you can see, I have just a small pin hole in my, I don't have like, now I got like, that's why you're blowing out cool air. And also you'll get those nice crisp tones at the top, even on your high notes. Use that method. You will love it. You'll be able to play your flute longer, and your notes will sound clear, crisp, without any work at all. You'll love your Native American flute like that. That's the way I play. At my main key, like I'm blowing on a mirror, and when I'm going up the scale, I use watermelon seeds, the watermelon seed method. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you how to play a middle tone 430 A tuned to 432 Hertz. This flute here is another customer's flute, of course, and I forgot to mention, all these flutes will come with different fetishes. This is just what these customers wanted on their flute. And I will email you photos of all of the fetishes that I am offering for these types of flutes. So just because I mentioned like this wolf here, that doesn't mean that you can't get a hummingbird. You can. Or plain flat block fetish. Whatever you want, just tell me and I'll make it for you. Like I said, this one here is a middle tone A, tuned to 432 Hertz. It has a wolf fetish with turquoise eyes. It's wrapped with soft gold deer leather. As you can see, it has an oil finish. It's a one-piece flute. All of my flutes are one-piece flutes. They have not been split. As you can see, the finger holes are small and close together. Look how beautiful this wood is, folks. Beautiful. I actually made this flute here for a friend of mine. He's purchased a few flutes from me. Okay. Upon the bottom, you will see JD Flutes A, 432 Hertz. Okay. Right on the bottom, folks. Look at that beautiful wood. beginners or not beginners, you can play this flute exactly the same. Here's your native scale. Okay. Native scale. See, it plays the same way. You want to play your top notes. Now, since I showed you how to play a Native American flute with the small A with the 440 Hertz, I'll just do my native scale with these, the rest of them, and I'll play a little bit with it. That way you'll see that I'm still using my native scale, but I'm playing a little small song with it. See, it played exactly the same. Now I'm going to move on up to, so I'll swell a little bit. Now move on up to a bass E tuned to 432 Hertz. Now this is going to play a little bit different than those two. With this bass E, the key to playing this bass E, 432 Hertz, is lower your breath. That's all you got to do. Once you master your lower note, you can't blow it as hard as you can in that small A because it's a longer flute. Once you master your lower note, you won't have any troubles playing this flute. It'll play just like that A. Okay, here's your native scale. Forgot to show you what this flute looks like now. this customer wanted 2 turquoise stones on a fetish. So I came up with a way to make it with 2 stones to where it would look good on the flute. This customer also wanted a turquoise stone at the end of the flute and also one behind the fetish at the other end of the flute. So this is what I came up with. As you can see, I have a genuine turquoise stone at the end of the flute, a genuine turquoise stone behind the fetish, and I also have 2 genuine turquoise stones on the fetish. I have them in a line, if you can see. And I also made the stones to where they are raised up a little bit higher. And also, I was about to forget, this customer didn't want leather, so I wrapped it with artificial sinew. This sinew is very strong material, so this customer won't have to worry about this sinew breaking or it getting loose or anything like that. It's very strong material. So I wrapped this one with artificial sinew up on the bottom. You will see JD Flutes E tune to 432 Hertz. Also, folks, you know, by doing all of these different tones, you'll get to hear what these flutes sound like in one video. That's cool. But this one here came out really nicely. It has an oil finish. And as you can see, even though it's a bass flute, folks, look at the finger holes on it. They are small and they're close together, so I designed this flute so anyone can play it. Anyone. My little boy weighs 87 pounds. He can play any of my bass flutes. Any of them. He can play my longest ones, which is like almost 32 inches long. He can play, and he has very tiny fingers. You know, a little fella that's 87 pounds, you know they got to have little tiny fingers. That's what I tell everyone. If they ask me if they could play it, do I think they can play it? Yes, of course, because if he can play it, I know you all should be able to play it. With a little practice. It takes practice. And follow my steps. Hold all your fingers flat. These bass flutes especially, if it's got just a little teeny bit of a hole opening, like that right there, it will squeal. You got to make sure you cover up these holes completely. Have your fingers completely flat. Bass C, 432 Hertz. Beginners, practice that first note first. Once you get that first note, you'll be able to play this flute. This flute has a beautiful voice, folks. What do you think? This flute has an amazing voice. Okay. Get a little bit of water, folks, since it's so hot up in here. Excuse me. Okay, that was the bass E. Now this one is a bass E flat, tuned to 432 Hertz. Bass E flat. And as you notice, the further I go down, the longer the flutes are getting. Like for instance, this bass E, 432 Hertz. You see there? The bass E flat's a little bit longer, see? That means that the longer the flute, the deeper the tone. So this bass E flat will have a deeper tone than the bass E 432 Hertz. This bass E flat here, this customer wanted one stone on the fetish, one turquoise stone on the fetish. I wrapped it with soft black deer leather. I also added a genuine turquoise stone at the end of the flute to match the one on the fetish. Also, look at the finger holes, folks. They are small. They are close together. Shouldn't have any troubles playing this flute. You don't have to sit there and stretch your fingers way out there, straining yourself, trying to play. Just relax and enjoy it. This flute came out really nice. The oil finish has a little satin shine. With a little satin shine to it. Up on the bottom, you will see JD Flutes E, small b, which means flat, 432 Hertz. Right on the bottom, folks. This flute here has a wonderful, wonderful voice. Play it same exact way. Here's your native scale. Except on your lower notes, play it with a softer breath than you would the small A. That's the key to playing these bass flutes. So once again, practice your main note first. Make sure you cover your finger holes completely flat. And blow like you're blowing into a mirror. Like so. Make sure it's closed completely, covered up. Don't have any air leaks. If you have an air leak like that, your flute will squeal. Make sure it's completely flat and covered up. Every hole. Practice with your main note. Should sound just like that if you use your vibrato. Should sound just like that. Here's your native scale. See, I'm not blowing really hard. I'm just relaxing. I'm just enjoying the flute. That's all you have to do. Here's your high notes. See? Again, I didn't have my mouth all the way on the top of this flute. I have it at the end, or just I have my lips just a little teeny bit over the edge. That's all. At the bottom, and then as you go up, change your method of blowing. You do that all the way up. Just on your main note, you have to say, like you're blowing on a mirror. The rest of it, you blow like you're blowing out watermelon seeds with that little small pinhole. If you do that, you will feel cool air. You won't have trouble with your flute with moisture if you play like that. You can't play your flute like that all the time, because you're blowing nothing but hot air from your stomach, which is getting into your flute, which will cause moisture. And plus too, you'll be out of breath before you know it. Think about it. The smaller amount of breath that you use, the longer you can play. Think about it. You're not using all that much breath. You can play all day long. Get you a bunch of flutes and play them all day long. You won't be tired. But you will if you're sitting there blowing like you're blowing on a mirror all day. You'll be tired the first song. You'll be wiping off the sweat. Okay? Last but not least, this is the last flute, but if you bear with me, I'll get that A back out. And I'll play the House of the Rising Sun, a verse or two with. Because it has a wonderful voice, folks. A wonderful voice. This one here is a bass D tuned to 528 Hertz, the frequency of love. Okay. This flute here, this customer wanted my hummingbird fetish with turquoise eyes. My hummingbird fetish with turquoise eyes. This customer wanted blue turquoise, so I gave them blue turquoise. Also, I wrapped it with gold deer leather. Flute has an oil finish. Has an oil finish. And as you can see, the finger holes are small. Even on this bass D, folks. So just because you're a beginner, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to choose an A for your first flute. No sir, no ma'am. You don't, not the way I make these flutes. I took a lot of time designing these flutes so everyone could enjoy them, not just professional flute players. You beginners, you love those bass tones also. But like I said, that A now is a professional flute. It's not a toy. You can record with that baby. That's a wonderful tone. That's a wonderful tone. Up on the bottom of this bass D, 528 Hertz, you will see just that. Bass D, 528 Hertz. The frequency of love. Even on the bottom, folks. Play this one the same way I just demonstrated the bass E flat and the bass E. The bottom notes, make sure you cover up that all those finger holes. Excuse me. Make sure you cover them up correctly. Do not have any air leaks or it will squeal. Make sure you cover them up completely. And on your bottom note, practice your bottom note when you get your flute. That's your main note. Blow softly. Don't blow it like you're trying to blow a spitball way across the corner. Blow softly, like just relax and blow. Just relax. You'll know when you're playing it correctly. lips right there. If you can see it. I don't have my lips way up there on this flute. I have it right there on the end. I have my mouth on the end of this flute, and my lip is just barely covering, barely over it, just a little. That's the way I play, folks. Here's your native scale. Easy breath. First one you do like a Miro. You blow a Miro. And then your next note, you change your way of playing to watermelon seeds, where you're blowing out just a small pinhole of air. Beautiful. Before I play the House of the Rising Sun with this A, I'm going to first go through all of the chords again where you can hear them. You'll hear it when I start from the A, the voices are getting deeper and deeper and deeper. A, 440 Hertz. A, 432 Hertz. Bass E, 432 Hertz. bass E flat, 432 Hertz. Bass D, 528 Hertz. Further I went down the line, the deeper the voices. Deeper the voices we're getting. Okay, first I'm going to drink a little bit of water because it's hot in here, and I'm going to play the House of the Rising Sun with this beautiful A. Okay, folks. A 440 Hertz. House of the Rising Sun. Hadn't played it in so long, I almost forgot how to play it. That last one was right. Play it one more time. That one was right. I haven't played that song in a long time, folks. But see, I play by ear. So when I hear a song, by me playing by ear, I can correct myself. That's the way I play by. I don't play by notes. That's why you won't ever see me with notes in front of me. I play by ear. I can tell I was off a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, but I corrected myself on that high note. But if you follow my instructions, whether you are a beginner or not, you will be able to master how to play any Native American flute, whether it's a little small A, which is not small. It's probably, I don't know, 18, 19 inches long. I don't know. I haven't measured it. I make all this stuff from scratch. I don't have a whole bunch of measurements. But it's probably, looks like it might be about 18 or 19 inches long, folks. It's not a little teeny short flute. This is a professional flute. And as you heard, it's recording quality. If you loved it in this camera, I didn't add any sound effects to any of these flutes. I don't do that stuff. I don't add reverb. I don't try to hide my sounds. The tones. Reverb will hide a lot of the flute's quality. I don't like to do that. What you see and what you hear is what you get from me. I don't want you to expect something when you get it because you heard it another way when I played it. I don't do that stuff. I like to be just as honest as I possibly can be, because that's the way I would want to be. You know, if I was purchasing a flute for somebody, I want to hear that thing the way it's going to come to me. Then I can hear those airy sounds, or if it's clear. Man, I want a clear sound. I don't want an airy sound. Listen to this flute, folks. It's clear. Did you hear any air in it? I didn't. I didn't hear not one bit of air in this flute. It's not shh, 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 shh. Some flutes you can get, they have poor quality soundings. You know, their sounds are poor quality. Every time you hit a note, if I'm got to hear that stuff, I don't want it. This flute, if you heard it, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear any sounds. I didn't. I could be half deaf. I don't know. I have shot a lot of guns, and I have affected my left ear from target practicing. Last year I was out there target practicing, shooting some guns and stuff, and I didn't have ear muffs on. I've always shot guns and stuff, but this last time I shot, it did something to that ear. I've been having troubles out of it, so I didn't hear anything. If you did, your ears are better than mine. But I hope this helps you. I can't think of anything else to add right now. Like I said, just first thing when you get your flute, take your time taking it out the box. Then when you take it out the box, practice your lower notes. Your lower note. Make sure you cover up all your finger holes. After you learn your lower note, learn your native scale. That pentatonic scale everybody talks about. Learn that scale. After you learn that scale, close your eyes and try to memorize that scale. After you do that, keep your eyes closed and just play what you feel. Let the music just come to you as it ever how you feel. using that scale, play it exactly that scale. When you go up, come down, go up, come down. Close your eyes and play exactly what you feel. That's how I learned how to play a flute. And I also learned how to play. I practiced in front of a mirror. Get in front of a mirror. That way you can watch your fingers. You can watch yourself go up and down that scale. That's another good way to learn. Then close your eyes. If you could do it with your eyes closed, you're learning. How about that? Remember on your lower notes, play like you're blowing into a mirror. And after you open that first hole up, start blowing like you're shooting out watermelon seeds with a small pinhole from your breath, from your mouth. You know, you're shooting out nothing but cool air when you do that. That way you'll be able to play your flutes longer. Your flutes will sound clear. You will have nice, clear, crisp tones. Then after you do that, after you get really good, uncover that third hole. Try to play that third hole. Or even before that, try to play your high tones. In this video, you saw how I done the high tones. Just remember, if it's not clear, give it a little bit more breath. With your watermelon seed. Don't sit there and say real hard. You'll work yourself to death. Just use watermelon seeds to get your high notes. You'll be amazed if you use this method. I hope everyone enjoys. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you for continuing to purchase my flutes. I couldn't do this without you. If you would like a flute from me, all my contact information will be below this screen, and also it will be at the end of this video. Subscribe to my channel, because if you purchase a flute from me, your names will go into a box. The more flutes you purchase from me, the more times your name will go into that box to win a free flute. A free flute, folks. Purchase a flute from me. I'm trying to give things back to my customers. What better way to do so? By giving back. I'll do a drawing. If I draw your name, you'll win a free flute. And it will be free shipping. So I hope everything I did today helps you folks. Thank you so much for watching.